everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Chats with Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and this is our first May 2021 Friday Night Chats. Woo woo! We made it to May. Yep. This is episode 10.
Is it 10? Wow.
I think it's episode 10.
Well, you'll see it.
It's either 9 or 10. Yeah, I can't remember. Either 9 or 10. And we've gotten so good at this that we literally just sat down 5 minutes beforehand and went through our week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the planning's out the window.
Yeah. It's been actually a really good week. So
has been a good week.
Yeah.
And we did a little test on our volume because we had some problems with it last time. As soon as I clicked record, my little one started barking. So I am going to apologize in advance.
Yeah, she's probably going to bark.
Because she's probably going to bark. She's looking out the front window. Someone's bound to come home between now and the time we...
neighbor kid's going to walk across.
So I'm sorry. If we just pause and wait it out, it'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first week in May, traditionally, not a great week.
Yeah.
Not a great month.
Not a great month.
For the Logan/Rose household.
Mostly because of the stresses involved with being a teacher.
Well, I mean, that stress just magnifies every other normal stress of May.
And we got a lot of house projects coming and things that are, and we checked one of them off the list. Tilly, when she was very, very, very little, damaged our carpet. She tore a big line across the carpet in the hallway. So that's her.
She's digging in the chair. She's trying to dig the carpet out too.
Anyway, so that's been like that for a couple years now, and my mother-in-law is like, "Nope, I'm over it." And little spills in the carpet. It just haven't been able to get clean. So Mom started talking about wanting to replace the flooring in the hallway. And so we have 4 bedrooms and our house main bathroom and some closets and all off the hallway. My thought was just to put carpet down again, because I'm kind of a carpet person. I like the look of hardwood. I don't necessarily like the coziness of hardwood. To me, it feels cold. Yeah.
But Mom had her heart set on the luxury wood laminate flooring.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth a little bit on it. I mean, it's technically her house. I don't say technically, it is her dad's house. I just have a thing about having a different type of floor.
It's because we watch HGTV.
I watch too much HGTV, I guess. And I know when they go in to renovate a house,
that's
the first thing they do is they're like, we need all the floors to be the same.
Floors we gotta rip them all up and make them match.
So to me, I like to, I would like to have continuous floors. Mom doesn't mind having, different floors. So she won, and we put the wood laminate floor in. It's beautiful. It really is. Now I would like to continue the wood laminate floor into like the foyer. And possibly, our wood floors in the dining room and the office. We're in the dining room right now. And right through this cased opening is our office, which is traditionally the dining room. Like if you were selling this house, that would be the dining room. This would be a formal living room. And the hardwood in here looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So Mom doesn't want to cover up beautiful hardwood. The hardwood in the hallway is not beautiful hardwood.
No. And then got covered, and it looks really good now.
It looks so good, but it's very echoey.
Yeah.
And Tilly's learning that if she barks, and she barks back at herself, so.
Yeah, she's getting used to the noises.
She's getting used to the new noises. The doors all sound different when they close, and
people walking down the
people
hall,
walking sound different.
Hallway.
Yeah, so she's having to learn some new sounds. However, so you all know, like if you're watching us every week, she barks at the drop of a hat. She's a Chihuahua, so she barks at everything.
80% Chihuahua.
The guy came to give us the estimate for the floor, and I had her in the room with me, and she was barking. And so finally she calmed down, and I picked her up and I carried her out, and the guy was still here talking to Mom and Dad. And she's traditionally very protective of Mom and I. Mm-hmm. And if anyone is standing, she's anxious. As soon as you sit down, she's fine. But if you're standing, she's anxious. Mom and Dad were sitting at the kitchen table. The guy was standing
she didn't peep, not a peep. She just let me hold her, and she actually fell asleep while I was holding her. Super calm. She's never done that. Never. Even with people who are here, this guy'd never been here.
Yeah.
So when they came to do the floor on Wednesday,
we were expected to like maybe have her either in our room, and I was going to stay in there with her, but or we figured a way to rig up
we barter from leaving the living room. So
the living room with a rigged up block barricade.
Apparently, she barked a little bit when they first got there, and then she just was like, okay.
All right, I'm dealing.
I never barked at them. They were tearing carpet up and sawing things and making noise and setting the fire alarm off.
Yeah,
and
they set the fire alarm. They didn't set anything on fire. It was just real dusty, and they set it off with just a sheer cloud of dust.
And she was fine.
She just was like, all right, well, this is my reality.
Couldn't believe it. Maybe she's growing up. Or maybe she just.
About that. It might be because the barricade was there. She figured, well, if
she was safe or you were safe.
Yeah, that we were safe because if the barricade was working for them or for her and them, and
that might be it. She might have felt like her family was safe behind the barricade.
Mm-hmm. Something to think about.
We took the barricade down. We had one. Mm-hmm. We took it down and just got rid of it, and then we needed it like the next couple of days, but. Anyway, all good. New floor looks really, really, really pretty.
Yes.
I'm having to learn how to walk on hardwood. I'm used to being on carpet. Mm-hmm. And even in the rooms where we have hardwood, we have big area rugs, so you're never really walking on hardwood. But I have to be I feel like I have to walk really carefully or else I'm going to slip. But you can't slip on it. You really don't slip on it.
I've tried to slip on it. I've tried to do the whole Tom Cruise...
in your underwear? You tried it in your underwear?
I didn't do it in my underwear, but just had socks on and tried to do the slide. Couldn't do it just because of the texture. It's just got texture.
So I wish I had been home. Of course, I was working Monday. I wasn't home for any of this, but something hilarious apparently happened.
All right. So the other thing that was going on is that we got this railing. So my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, for that matter,
and me
are struggle getting out of the back steps out of the garage, from the kitchen to the garage.
There's no handrail. It's just steps.
It's just steps. So we finally got a handrail. We found one that worked that would go into the steps and not the wall, because the wall we couldn't go into because we weren't sure where the wire
the electric panel is right there.
The electric panel's right there, plus the wire for the garage
door. Yeah, we don't want to put it on.
We just want to take the chance of just cutting into that or whatever. So we found a nice railing.
By the way, shout out to Mom for finding a really nice railing.
Yeah.
And it
wasn't that difficult to put in either.
I'm not surprised she picked a nice railing. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really pretty. Mm-hmm. Now I want to paint the steps black.
Yeah, well.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Do it.
All right. But anyway, so as we're putting the railing in, that's when the guys showed up. So I'm sitting there, dealing with the railing thing, getting my father-in-law back up into the house because, he was trying to help out. And then I go out to, greet the guys or whatever. My mother-in-law hands me the phone. She says, Cox is calling. And I was like,
Kevin works for Cox.
I work for Cox. And she's like, well, all right. She says, go ahead and talk to them. And I was like, all right, I took the call. And the guy says, oh, we're so sorry you're in an outage. I'm like, no, my stuff's working, but that's fine. Yeah, I might be in an outage, but we don't generally call people to tell them that we're in an outage. Then the guy starts talking about how we're doing some upgrades and we need to talk about your modem. I'm like, no, you're a scammer. We don't do this. We don't call. I work for the company. We don't call people. We know what kind of modem they have. If they need to upgrade, we we just know. We don't need to ask questions about it. And the guy was like, "Oh no, we this is how we do things." I'm like, "No, sir, I work for Cox. I know how to do things." And he was like, "Oh, I think you're a liar, sir." And I said, "Well,
that's not what he called you."
Well, not yet.
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Well, if you do work for Cox, then you're getting fired because you just called me a liar." And then it was like he said something else, and I was like, "Look, dude, I fucking work for the company. You are not. You're a scammer. You're a fucking liar, sir." I'm like, "You're definitely getting fired now. You're 100% getting fired." So then I was just like, "Fuck you, dude." And he's like, "Fuck you."
And then you told them to put it straight up their ass.
Shove it straight up your ass, dude. Fuck you.
While the guys were working in the house, asking questions of mom and dad about putting in the floor, and in the background, my husband's yelling, "Shove it up your ass."
Shove it straight up your ass.
Which is so unlike Kevin. It's not like you to get mad like that.
The few times you've ever seen me get mad, it was over the phone.
It was over the phone. I remember the lady Wanda. I remember her.
Wanda, the bitch that wouldn't help anybody.
Yeah, I'll never forget Wanda.
The beginning part of that was she bought something for the kids when they were little.
God, they were really little.
And she kept waiting and kept waiting, and were like delaying it. They weren't going to ship it.
Stop shaking your leg, my gosh.
She was like, she saw it on Amazon, bought it on Amazon, and then canceled her Walmart order. Well, then Walmart said, "Oh, we shipped it. Now you're being charged." And I was like, all we wanted to do was cancel the charge. So she calls Walmart, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're giving you a hard time? Let me talk to the dude. And I'm talking to the dude, and I'm just going on and on. Like, no, man, you just canceled the order. Just cancel. I know you said it shipped, but when we canceled, it had not shipped. So cancel the order. And, as I'm talking to him, I hear a click. And I thought the dude hung up, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude!" And I looked, and it was like Michael was calling, and I was like, "Call Michael."
The guy didn't hang up. The caller ID clicked in.
So I go back to the dude. I'm like, "I'm sorry, that was caller ID. I thought you hung up." He says, "That's okay, sir." Well, that's game on then. Okay, you accept my apology, and now we're like, "All right, let me talk to your boss." Got into a whole big rage. I mean, I was raging.
I can understand them saying, "We shipped it. You have to wait till you get it and then return it."
Yeah,
but they clearly hadn't shipped it.
Yeah. Well,
and then she said, "It's waiting for you at the store."
Waiting for you at the store. And I said, "All right, Wanda in Wichita who doesn't want to help anybody."
That's what he kept calling her. So you're Wanda who doesn't want to help anybody.
Yeah. I said, if I go into the store, that thing's going to be there. I can return it and be done with all of it. She's like, yes. I put shoes on because who wears shoes in the house? Put shoes on, got in the car, rode up to the Walmart at Red Mill. And the guy was like, "No, I'm sorry, sir. She lied."
I was probably the maddest I ever saw you.
Yeah, I was hot.
Yeah.
I was hot. I was losing my shit. I was hot.
But for you just to not completely dismiss this guy calling you from saying he was from Cox, you knew he was a scammer, not to just miss it and hang up on him, but instead you start cursing at him over the phone, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, well.
They won't call back.
No, I hope not. Jesus, I hope they.
Anyway, if you have Cox Cable and they ever call you and tell you that they need information about your modem, it's not for real.
No way.
Cox Cable knows what your modem is.
Any of your service providers, they're not going to ask you about your equipment. They know what your equipment you have.
And they're not going to call you to tell you you're in an outage, because do you know how many phone calls they'd have to make?
Yeah.
To tell everyone who's in that area they're in an outage.
We have an app that tells you you're in an outage. We have our website that tells you you're in an outage. We have a text notification.
Unfortunately,
though, you're in an outage.
It must work because they keep doing it. So there are people out there who think, but it's not for real. You don't have to tell them to shove anything up their ass, but may just hang up on them.
Well, that because I took it a little personal because they were disparaging my company. And I like my job. I do. I think they catch a bad rap a lot of times. Sometimes they catch a good rap. They screw up. It's just like any company. But when somebody's just trying to use that to scam people.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. So I wish I had been here that day, but I was at work actually had a great week at work. This is a good week. Didn't start off that way, but the last 3 days have just been awesome. That's awesome. I now even got to wear my lucky shoes to work today, and we had a great day. And no, I'm not showing. I'm wearing tie-dye Crocs. No, I'm not taking them off right now. Come on. So Kevin and I Kevin more so than me, listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts for fun. I want to laugh, or I don't. Basically they're comedians that I listen to. Kevin listens to a lot of political stuff. So one of my new favorite ones is, we've talked about Impractical Jokers before and how addicted we are. So Sal from Impractical Jokers has 2 podcasts. One of them is called Taste Buds, where he and this other guy, Joe DeRosa,
also a comedian.
They battle foods against each other. Yeah. So it'll be like,
what food's better? And they've done
like several. Which breakfast cereal is better. And one of them will be pulling for one and one will be pulling for another. And they put it out on Twitter and the people on Twitter vote. And then at the end of the podcast episode, they go to Twitter to see which one won. Yeah. And it's usually really funny.
Yeah.
But the one they had this week, they were battling Snickers versus Kit Kat for best candy bar. And so it was one of their funniest episodes
they actually didn't
ever.
Get into the debate about individual Snickers.
Yeah, they don't usually chat much before. They'll just kind of get into the debate right away. But they chatted for a while before, which was just super funny. But so anyway, it got Kevin and I to thinking about, because one of their big arguments and what made it so funny was what Sal considered a candy bar. Mm-hmm. And it became a huge fight between the two of them about technically what a candy bar is.
Right.
And so Sal had in his top 5, I can't remember all of them, but one of them was peanut M&Ms.
Right.
And DeRosa was like,
that's
not a candy bar. And they went on for, 30 minutes.
Well over that. And that's even before they got the other guy who's in the other podcast.
Then they called someone. Yeah. I mean, Chris, it was just so funny. Chris DiStefano,
who's hilarious. He's a little crazy.
Kevin didn't really like him, but I think you're acquiring a taste.
I can see it now.
He's very ADHD. Yeah. And yeah.
He's funny though.
But he is so, oh my God, so funny. So anyway, it was just this drop down, drag out. I mean, they were yelling, but it was all in good fun. They weren't really mad at each other. But about whether or not peanut M&Ms are a candy bar.
Yeah.
And you say you can see M&Ms in the candy bar category.
I get it, because if you go down like the candy bar aisle, and I get it's the candy aisle, but candy bars, it's in the same kind of vein. It's not necessarily a technical candy bar, but because otherwise Reese's cups aren't a candy bar, because they're cups, they're not bars, but they're kind of a candy bar-ish. The way they're packaged is packaged in the same type of, just something that's yay big and yay, a certain size. So to me, I get the association. And I'm sure that some of y'all are thinking, well, yeah, I would, if I listed my top 5 candy bars, somebody inevitably is going to list M&Ms or Reese's or.
I would not list M&Ms or Reese's if someone said, what are your top 5 candy bars? They wouldn't come into my frame of reference.
See,
because they're candy.
Right. But when they said that, I went down my own personal top 5 and I wrote it down.
Yeah, we both wrote our top 5 and we haven't looked at them yet.
And I'm being true to what I would have wrote. And if I'm being technical, some of these are not candy bars.
I want to guess. Well, I know you're number 1.
Right.
I know you're.
My number 1 is what you call it.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll start with number 1.
Yeah. Well,
can you guess what my number 1 is?
Your number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, candy. Well, if you're
candy bar, like traditional candy bar. I can tell you, no candy pieces landed on my list.
All right, that'd be a Three Musketeers.
Very good. Yeah. All right, so I've
made enough trips to Walgreens.
That was my other thing. So, like, there have been nights when I'm like, God, I just want a candy bar. Can we run to 7-Eleven and get me a candy bar? If you came back with a bag of M&Ms, I'd be like, no, not a candy bar.
Would you be pissed if I came back with a Reese's peanut butter cup?
I put Reese's peanut butter cups in the candy bar category.
You're not big on M&Ms anyway.
Not really.
Right. I mean, there are times when M&Ms are there, you pick up a handful and munch, you nudge on them. I get it. I'm not huge on M&Ms either. But, if
they're there, I'll eat them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get them.
I'm not going to,
I will go out of my way for Three Musketeers if I'm really craving a candy bar. Three Musketeer. And they were saying on Taste Buds that the Three Musketeer was like the devil of all candy bars.
Yeah,
it was
they hated it for some
reason. They both hated it. They're out of their mind because Three Musketeers are the bomb taste. Yeah. Okay, I think you're number 2. Mm-hmm. I know your number 1's a whatchamacallit. Your number 2, I'm going to say Twix.
No, that was not my number 2.
No? No. All right, hold on. Let me think. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think my number 2 was?
Number 2 for you is probably Almond Joy.
Oh, I forgot about Almond Joy.
Oh, really? You specifically told me to get Almond Joys.
I forgot about. I'm gonna make a change. Ooh, I might have to make a change later in my list.
All right. Well, what did you put for number 2?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Oh, okay. Well,
we have the same number 2.
Yeah.
All right.
My number 3.
Your number 3 is Twix.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think my number 3 is?
Your number 3, and if you didn't mention Almond Joy, I'm freaking probably Snickers.
It was Snickers. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Your number 4. You have whatchamacallit, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
You're not.
Your number 3. What was your number 3 again?
Twix.
I'm not gonna get it.
No.
How am I not gonna get it?
Because
it's not a payday, is it?
No. Who eats payday? If anybody out there is watching and eating payday, please comment. Please, so I know. I just want to know. If anybody's out there thinking, man, I could eat a payday right now. As opposed to just getting a jar of peanuts.
Heath Bar?
No. Although I like a Heath Bar every now and again. But the Take 5 is really, really good. It's a if you're not familiar, because they're fairly new candy, but it's a square. Yeah, you tell them. It's a pretzel square stacked with peanut butter, chocolate, and caramel. So pretzel, caramel, peanut butter, chocolate, and there's some other thing with it. I think there might be a little Rice Krispies in it or something. Whatever. It's just really good. The combination.
So that's your number 4?
That's my number 4.
Take 5.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think my number 4 is?
Your number 4. Well, damn. If you didn't do Almond Joy,
I didn't. I can't believe I didn't do Almond Joy, but I would even put
York Peppermint Patty?
I would put this above the Almond Joy.
Really?
Yeah. Not York Peppermint Patty, no.
Not York Peppermint Patty.
Did you say York Peppermint Patty?
No, I said peppermint. You always think I say things wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, Jesus. Number 4 for you. I mean, most of the time
you probably won't guess it.
The 3 Musketeers.
It's not one I've ever asked for.
Oh, well, then I got nothing.
It's Kit Kat.
Really?
Halloween's really the only time I eat them, but I really like a Kit Kat.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I just finished listening to Sal go on for an hour and a half about Kit Kat. So I was like, yeah, Kit Kat is a damn perfect candy bar.
It is a real good candy bar. And one of my favorite comedians of all time, he's passed on, Mitch Hedberg. He's got one of my favorite lines that he did was about Kit Kat. He goes, Kit Kat has the name of their candy bar on the chocolate. That robs you of chocolate. That just strikes me as funny every time
I would not venture a guess on your number 5 then. If I couldn't get your number 4, I'm not going to get your number 5.
Oh, well, number 5 is Snickers.
Oh, okay.
I like a Snickers. I like a Kit Kat from time to time, but if I had to choose between the two, I would.
Snickers are hard to eat. Yeah. I will say I would in the past have ranked Snickers as my number 1, but they are too chewy. They're too hard and chewy.
The almond Snickers, which is actually more like a big Mars bar, is better.
Yeah, see, I don't know Mars bar. They were talking about Mars bar. I have no idea what a Mars bar.
Mars bar is basically a almond.
It's like a Milky Way with almond.
Yeah, I guess for lack of a better thing. I like a Mars bar.
Okay.
It's kind of velvety. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Next time
it's funny that we're talking about candy bars now that we really can't eat candy bars anymore.
We gave up on all of it. So.
All right, what do you think my number 5?
Your number
all right,
5.
now it would have been Almond Joy.
Yeah.
But instead I put a Heath bar.
Yeah. I would put your Heath bar in your mom's top 5.
Oh, Heath bar is definitely my mom's top 5.
She has sent me to.
You know what I love about Heath bar? You get it and you suck all the chocolate off of it. Mm-hmm. And then you just crunch a little bit of buttery toffee. Mm-hmm. Just the good stuff.
It is.
It's good stuff.
So, candy bars are not just about flavor. They're about textures, too. That's where some are better than others. That's why I don't like Mounds and Almond Joy.
Well, you don't like coconut.
Right. I don't like coconut because of texture. That's just completely what it is.
Just the flakiness of it? Because I know when you bite into coconut, it has a little bit of a spongy. Mm-hmm. Is that what you don't like? That little spongy
flaky bit? Yeah.
I love coconut, so I cannot understand the coconut thing. Yeah. But I was the only one in my family. Tommy, my brother Tommy, my oldest brother Tommy, his favorite thing in the world is coconut pie. Like my mom used to make it for him. Those Impossible coconut pies where they bake it like.
My mom didn't make it impossible. She did it.
I don't mean it was impossible to make, but like you mix it with Bisquick or something, and you pour it in, and then as it cooks, the coconut rises up and it forms its own crust.
I don't know how she made it, honestly.
That's good. Coconut cake is good. Coconut everything is good. Yeah, I don't like coconut macaroons though.
No, I don't like coconut at all.
Anyway,
pass.
So, but on neither of our lists did M&Ms fall into the category.
No, but I would say Reese's Cups and Take 5 are not what I would call.
What's your favorite non-chocolate candy?
Probably Skittles.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I like Skittles. Believe it or not, I really like Skittles.
Give me a good Werther's Original.
Oh, yeah.
Butterscotch Werther's Original.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you're right about that.
Or the caramel ones that, they're really, really good.
Another thing they talked about, and they read a couple of them. Apparently, if you go to Amazon and go to the Haribo.
Haribo. That's what we were gonna do.
Yeah, you go to Haribo and do a search for their sugar-free
gummy bears. I looked for them and I couldn't find them. I'm wondering if they took it down because it had so much bad press.
Apparently it causes you to have massive explosive diarrhea.
Any sugar-free candy eaten in excess will have that.
Yeah, they're a little bit of, but I've had sugar-free. The only time I ever had a bad reaction to something like that
was the potato chips.
Was potato chips. And that's a story.
What was the name of that stuff?
Olestra.
Olestra.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, Olestra. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell that story another day. I mean, that was an adventure.
Again, not meant to be eaten in excess.
Yeah. So
drive over here. Anybody get that? No. Probably nobody got that.
I don't get that.
In excess. Oh my God.
I could lay out any Waylon Jennings lyric.
I know. Okay. I was driving home from work today, mm-hmm. and I was listening to Amazon Music, mm-hmm. just trying to get Andy Grammer. And then I was like, oh, there's this list says my favorites or my likes. And so I'm like, I don't know what that is. I must have liked a bunch of music at one point on Amazon.
Yeah, that's all me.
It's all old school country music. I was like dying, like, oh my God. And finally I just put the radio back on because it was bad.
You got to make your own playlist in there, babe.
I know. Well, you know me. I'm not, you know me.
Yeah.
So, Tilly, there's a helicopter going over.
And a guy on skates.
Yeah, she was barking at the helicopter. We live pretty close to a very large naval air station.
Thank you, baby girl.
And so,
from the mean helicopter.
Every now and then, and the last few days, there have been some gigantic. Oh, and now it's Amazon Prime.
Oh, snap.
So there's some boys roller skating on the street.
Rollerblading.
And Amazon Prime's getting ready to deliver. She's just going to go crazy. We should just pause and let her go crazy. Want to pause?
Let me open the door for her.
Okay.
Come on. Let's go. Come on.
She knows he's up to something. No. I'm going to just pause until the guy comes back. We'll be back in just 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. And we're back.
And we're back. And we have Tilly because that's just how that works.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hello to everybody. She says, I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. Yeah. She was barking at the Amazon guy who brought me some nail polish stuff. So.
Yep.
Okay. So where were we? We were pretty much done talking about the candy. Don't do that. Don't let her do that.
Oh, yeah. All right. You get it. I burnt myself the other day and got some Neosporin on my arm. But she likes, I guess she just likes to lick it.
Yeah. He didn't put the Neosporin on it when he burned it because you're not supposed to cover a burn with anything.
Yeah.
It's healing and you're just trying to keep it from getting infected. So, last thing in the week just happened today. And
it's awesome.
It's the best thing.
Epic good stuff.
Epically good stuff. So 3 years ago to the day.
Really?
Because I think it was to yesterday, May 6th.
Yeah, it was May 6th.
I think it was May 6th. My dad got diagnosed with lung cancer. And then when they did all the testing and whatever, found out it had metastasized to his brain and he had some spots on his clavicle. And so, of course,
when they told us he had stage 4 lung cancer and that without any kind of treatment, he would probably live 10 months. And of course, Dad was not going to turn down any kind of treatment. So it was whatever I need to do. And so she's so angry. And then Michael's home. Oh, Tilly, please. Pausing again. We'll be back. So anyway, Dad went through whole brain radiation. He went through lung radiation. He luckily got fit into this really small percentage of people with the type of cancer that he has, that he could take this oral treatment. So he never had the chemo drip or anything like that.
Not the stuff that basically kills you to kill the disease.
I mean, he's had some side effects from it, and he's changed a lot in 3 years. Yeah. But when they first started with the treatment, they basically said, because of the type of cancer you have, we're pretty much never going to use the word remission. You can stabilize and be stable, but you'll always need to be treated. And that stayed true. But today they said he was in remission. And so,
like, we haven't detected any of it in a very long time.
All of the cancer in his brain is gone. All of the cancer in his lungs is gone. The bones have died and the bone has healed itself. And they haven't seen cancer since December, Dad said. Mm-hmm. So they technically, all the doctors, and I will say his pulmonologist and his team of oncologists no doubt saved his life.
Yeah.
Because they were on it. They were on it and willing to do anything, try anything, and get Dad into this program. The medications he takes are so expensive.
That's where your mom's like the superhero, because she was a bulldog at the beginning.
Yeah.
To get because these things were like
it was going to be like $13,000 a month.
Yeah.
Crazy. And that was just the copay.
Yeah.
And then with his additional insurance, whatever, they were like, oh, it's like going to be $3,000 a month, but still that, I mean, when you're not sitting on a wealth of money, mm-hmm. that's like my income, so it was a dark time because we weren't sure what was going to happen. But thankfully between my mom and the group that he goes to, they got him in a program where he doesn't pay for the medication at all.
Right. I mean, it's still basically they eliminated the copay because the insurance company is still picking up the
the insurance company is still paying for it. But and because his
waived the copay is really what it is.
And because his cancer is from a deformed gene, it's a genetic thing. It's not from smoking. Dad never smoked. But he's got a deformed ALK gene. That's not going to fix itself.
Yeah.
Like he's got a deformed ALK gene that he's always going to have that. So because of that, cancer is always going to be there. Not there, but it's always going to be a concern. And so he stays on the medication forever. It's like a maintenance drug at this point.
Yeah.
But to hear the word remission, and when they initially said, yeah, you're probably not going to go, you're not going to live another year, it's been 3 years to the day. So more wonderful news.
They love him there too because of his success. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's funny. Anyway, but
and he has just faced every form of treatment,
mm-hmm.
every complication, every doctor's visit, and there's been so many. I don't even know how they keep track of who they're seeing and where they're going and what they're doing, because he gets MRIs and CAT scans every 4 months, and the pulmonologist and the radiologist and the oncologist and all the blood. I mean, I don't know how they keep it straight.
Shots and everything else.
Yeah. But he's faced all of that just with this determination that I'm not going to lose my sense of humor. I'm just going to, continue to fight the good fight. And thank God he's done it. So that, I almost started crying when I got the text at school today. Just never thought we were going to hear that. There's nothing that happened in the week better than that. Yeah. And I can't think of anything better than that. So we're going to take him out and celebrate with some Italian food tonight.
Yep, his favorite place to go is Gino's out on General Booth. If you ever get a chance, it's a really good pizza. I mean, just they do delivery pizza if you're out this way. But the restaurant itself, they do really good Italian. And the owner there has got resting pissed off face, but he's really awesome.
It's a great place,
man.
though.
He's just got, you look at him, you think, oh man, this dude's pissed. He's not. He's just, that's his face.
So in our shout outs, certainly at the top of that list is Dr. Latata, who is 100% saved my dad's life.
Mm-hmm.
His team of doctors at Virginia Oncology have been unbelievable. From the nurses to the person drawing the blood to the, physician's assistants, everybody down the line, the lady dealing with the insurance, the lady dealing with the drug companies, like they
Early
just
on, it was crazy because these people actually, it was just action. And anything they ran into, they counted it right away. There was no messing around. These people were on it.
Yep. And so definitely a huge shout out to all of them and anybody who works with people to help them get through cancer, because cancer sucks.
It does.
It sucks.
They can jam it up their ass.
No, you don't want to do that either.
No.
That's bad too.
Yeah.
Also, since this week, and I'm, might be a little biased on this one, but it was Teacher Appreciation Week.
I appreciate teachers.
So I'm going to throw all my appreciation out there to all the teachers and all the support staff. I know I have leaned on, especially in the last few weeks, that have really just brainstormed with me and planned with me and tried to work through helping some of our kids get through those crisis moments. They can seem overwhelming and it's exhausting, but to see what I saw this week, some of the moments I caught with my little one who's going through big things, too big of a thing that any little kid should have to go through.
Yeah.
And not always knowing how to handle it. And I can't say I blame him, because I don't know that I would know how to handle all that either. I saw some really shining moments from him this week. And so
that's good stuff.
It was, in fact, today, they both now like to sit with me at my table, and they were helping each other do their work and sound out their words. And it was great. So big shout out to all the teachers out there and everybody who is in a child's life in the role of a teacher. And that certainly includes mothers. And so this is our last shout out is to all the mothers, all you mothers out there.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is coming on Sunday. None of us would be here without our mothers. So
that's right.
I mean, you can't.
And for me, it's the very first Mother's Day without my mom, and I miss my mom already a lot. But hug your mom, call her, and tell her you love her, and not just because it's Mother's Day, just do it, because it's a tough road to hoe when they're not there anymore.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to get that call that you just can't have that one last call. So,
yeah.
Our one last thing was going to just be to talk about Mother's Day. So, like, what's your favorite memory of your mom?
What's my favorite memory?
Like, what do you, when you see it, you immediately think of your mom? Like, what's the one thing?
Well, anything bingo. Because she was such a bingo person. That was such a big thing for her life.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about this a little bit at her funeral. Is just that my mom was very generous, and whenever I see like people being generous, I always think, well, my mom would do that.
Mm-hmm.
She always helped folks out whenever we could. There's kind of just something our families, and it didn't always work out for us. We always, there were times when we really got screwed over helping folks out, but we're not going to stop. That's just how that is. We're not just going to stop. But anything involving bingo, when I see that, I always think of my mom and QVC. I get emails from QVC because we order stuff from QVC from time to time. But this is. That was my mom's thing. She loved watching QVC, and she a lot of our stuff that we have,
she had more trouble getting out and shopping, and I think that became her way of.
Yeah. But like all of our cookware, we have a lot of glassware from QVC, the
Temptations. Mm-hmm.
Which is really nice. The whole line.
Got some of it right behind us, right there.
Yeah. The Ninja Foodie she got us. No, your mom bought it.
No, my mom got the Ninja Foodie.
She got me the
coffee pot.
The coffee thing, the Nespresso. If you get a chance.
Yeah.
Thumbs up on that.
Whenever I see teapots, I think of your mom.
Yeah. She used to collect those too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about you?
Like, what's the thing that reminds me of my mom when I see it? I'd have to say birdhouses.
That's been a big thing, particularly since the whole thing with Dad started. She
really. We have a bay window in our kitchen with a beautiful Japanese cherry tree, and she's got bird feeders in it, and we sit and watch the birds come and go out of the bird feeder, and the squirrels come and go out of the bird feeder.
She was obsessed for the longest time to try to keep the squirrels out of the food. Now she just accepts it.
Yeah, we just enjoy watching it. We had a squirrel out there the other day, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The nuts on this thing are crazy. Clearly you could see he's nuts. So anyway.
I don't know. One of the things too about my mom is, and you say I give you a hard time for not saying words right. Mm-hmm. My mom is a queen of mispronouncing things or saying things in the wrong way. And it's a family joke that she probably hates because we all get such a big kick out of it. But every now and then she just comes up with something that.
And it's hilarious.
It's just
She used to call Facebook My Face because it was still MySpace was still around at the time. So she kept calling
for a long time. It was My Face.
I'm going to push that on My Face. That's hilarious. That was my favorite.
My favorite story. I don't know if I should say. She might get mad if I tell the movie theater story. When she went to buy tickets to Deep Impact. I might have to get her permission to share this story.
Come on, you're halfway there now.
My mom and dad and a couple of their friends were going to see Deep Impact years ago at the movie theater, and mom went to buy the tickets in advance. And she went up to the kid at the box office and she said she wanted 4 tickets to Deep Penetration.
We're not that kind of theater,
it's such a classic mom moment, though, that it's endearing. Mm-hmm. It's endearing.
Well, you do it every now and again. That happens to you, and I'll share this just for.
Are you going to tell the asshole story?
Just a little bit of revenge. We were at IHOP, and we were all ordering drinks or whatever. And Kelly comes up, and we were already all sat down. And for whatever
I was late. I was coming from work or something.
Yeah, and you're about half pissed anyway. And like I said, I'll have iced tea. And Kelly says, waitress turns to Kelly, ma'am. She says, I'll have iced tea, asshole. She meant to say also, but she said asshole. And the girl said, well, skip it a beat. I'm not an asshole, ma'am. It was hilarious.
Because I would have just brought you the iced tea. I'm not an asshole. I was so embarrassed.
And she said, also. I'm sorry. It was such a great moment.
Oh, see, I get that from my mom.
There you go. Get it honest.
Yeah. I can't share that story.
Yeah. I can't wait for the new thing because your mom, I'll spoil it because she was there with us when she told me what she wanted, and we went to Home Depot yesterday and picked up 2 good size outdoor planters that look like wooden barrels and potting soil. And her plan is to plant these flowers because she wants the birds to come to the flowers. Well, I've lived with these people for 15 years. All but one plant has died.
Excuse me. That whole shelf over there is full of plants that are not dying.
Yeah. And how long has all those plants been there? Like what? Not even a month?
6 months? Since Christmas.
Okay. Just barely.
Oh my God. But we have one plant that we've had for over 20 years.
Yeah, that plant's, I don't know. I mean, the devil's going to have to piss on it to kill it. But the rest of it, every plant I've ever seen in this place just dies. Oh, we'll give you this plant. There's no maintenance. It's dead. So we'll see. I'm all for it. She tried growing tomatoes one time. That didn't work out at all.
Well, the dog kept taking them off.
Yeah. Well, we could do. She wants to do tomatoes and the other planter. I know you don't like tomatoes.
No.
I kind of thought about maybe doing an herb garden, but I don't know how well that would work out. I don't know where
we don't grow things. We can't grow things.
Yeah. So
why try?
Yeah. What do you do?
But here's what I will tell you: as a teacher,
mm-hmm.
you don't quit just because you weren't successful at it the first 500 times you try.
True that. I hope it works out. Don't get me wrong. But and you know what? I'll take pictures. I'll let you guys know. I'll take video or whatever.
I was in the living room the other day, and Kevin went out to the grill. He was cooking beef tenderloin or roast beef or something like that on the grill on the rotisserie. It's where he got his arm burned.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in my chair. My chair is right by the window that's like looks over the deck, and he's on the deck. And I hear him talking out there. I'm like, who is he talking to? He must have called his brother or called somebody on the phone. So odd. He was out there videotaping yourself with the grill. I got to go back out there and do my intro.
Yeah, well.
Because we were going to put it in, but then we didn't really talk about grilling this week.
Yeah.
So
some of those on.
But anyway. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful Mother's Day. Call your mom, hug your mom. If you've been vaccinated, tell her you love her.
Yeah,
it's important.
Do that. It is important. It's
definitely important. And
all the moms in your life, and any moms out there, everybody supports moms out there because
of course
it's a tough job. And good luck. And yeah.
Not for me.
No,
I wouldn't be a good mom.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a good dad.
No. So anyway, which why we don't have kids. You can clearly tell from our dog.
Yeah.
I mean, although she's settled in her little bed now, so she's okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Enjoy your week. We will be back next Friday, I'm sure, with more. We got to do more of our top 5, see if we can guess. We didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
You know mine more than I know yours because you're the one that always runs and get candy bars if we want them.
So we'll have to figure something. All right, everybody. Give us suggestions for top 5s. That'll work. Comment, share, like it.
Top 5 movies. Top 5 TV shows. Top 5 songs. Mm-hmm. Top 5 vacation spots.
Yeah, I'm definitely that.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah. We'll maybe work it in a segment. Top 5.
Top 5.
Oh.
Top 5.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.